Good morning, everybody. I'm going to try to do the Facebook Lives during the day because I get better light. Hello. I have pretty good light in my condo and I have more energy. So last night, I apologize if it was a little bit too zen. I did do it from my couch for a little bit of a different environment. But I kind of enjoy this environment a little bit more. There's more light. I have more vibrancy. So anyways, I'm just gonna hop right into the hunger scale. So in health coaching, we learned this hunger scale, and also when I worked at the weight loss clinic, we used it quite often. So when you're at 100% capacity, you're fully stuffed, you can't have anything else. And I find that North Americans are really good at this. We get to the point where we literally can't fit anything else in our mouths or in our bellies. So we allow ourselves to get to 100% capacity, and then you might have the grumbles and the hunger pains and all that kind of stuff, and we don't really want to get there per se. Ideally, if we could get to 80% where we are satisfied, and I know, forgive me, I know it's a blue zone. I want to say it's in Japan. They practice this a lot. They get to 80% capacity, and then they put their fork down. Another trick, put your napkin over your food if you are out to eat. Push your plate away from you to indicate that you're done eating, or maybe to the side, and then perhaps the waiter can come and pick it up from your table. That way you're not tempted to eat anymore. Some people I have heard even pour water on their food. So that's another idea. Almost satisfied would be around 60%. You're energized when when you start to have that meal. You're around at that 20 to 40% capacity, so you're probably about halfway there. And then when you're not hungry or you're completely full, you're at that zero mark, right? When you start to get a little bit hungry, you're a little bit empty. Maybe you haven't had breakfast yet, and it's 11 o'clock on a Monday. Me, you're starting to feel a little empty. You're at that 20-40%. And then you get to the lightheaded, maybe the hangry state when you're at -60%. Sorry, these are all in the negatives. And then you're weak around the 80% mark, and then you're completely starving at the 100% mark. That is not where we want to be. So the point of this Facebook Live is to tune in to your intuition, and intuition was the theme of the day. Thanks, Mark. We had a very powerful call today on tuning into your intuition, and I'm gonna rally on the coattails of the intuition conversation and say, don't follow society as to having, oh, I need to have 3 meals a day, or this new thing. Well, I shouldn't say new. It's maybe like 6-7 years old, where you have that 6-bag pack thingy where you got your 3 meals, your 3 snacks, and you're having that every day, and you're constantly hitting your blood sugar with food, and you're not able to recognize properly when you are hungry, because you're allowing the day to run you. You're allowing time. Like at 9 o'clock I have my breakfast. At 12 o'clock I have, or sorry, 11 o'clock I have my first snack. At 1 o'clock I have my lunch. So you're using the time, the linear time, to dictate how you run your day and how you eat, where you're not tuning into how you actually feel in terms of, am I really hungry? Am I bored? Am I stressed? Like, what's going on with me? I know for women, typically a week before their period, they get very hungry and cravings start to come on. Typically it's for magnesium type foods. So I'm gonna go with dark chocolate, for instance, would be a craving for sure. Or it could be on the other spectrum, where if you are suffering a little bit of adrenal fatigue, typically we crave salty foods. So you might be one of those women who's craving, chips or peanut butter, I've heard is a big one. I just wanted to talk about the tuning into your intuition as to how you feel and how, if you are hungry, or are you just following societal pressures? Oh, it's 12 o'clock, it's lunchtime, I gotta eat. Or you're smelling the drafts of what everybody else is eating, or microwaving or whatever it is at work, and then all of a sudden that's the cue for you to eat. Not necessarily. Maybe you're thirsty, have a glass of water, wait it out, see how you feel. If you are dealing with hormonal issues, for instance, estrogen dominance, I was listening to, I can't take credit for this, Samantha Gladys. She's another nutritionist here in Toronto. Actually, I think she's in the West End. She's in more so Oakville now. Anyways, she was saying if you are estrogen dominant, to eliminate snacking altogether and to just have your 3 meals a day. So just from personal experience in the last couple months, I've been sort of playing around with my eating regime, and I've been doing a little bit of intermittent fasting, my version of intermittent fasting. So I'm doing about a 16-hour fast on most days. So I'm not eating until 11, 12 o'clock. And I am allowing myself my coffee and coconut milk in the morning, which some people say coffee breaks your fast, coconut milk is going to break your fast. So I don't know, jury's out. I'm doing it my way, what works for me. The coconut milk has a lot of fat in it, so it's keeping me full until this time. So I'm just gonna, after this Facebook Live, I'm gonna pop over to my Vitamix and make a really good, I've been really enjoying this one, actually one of 2 meals. I usually do this green smoothie thing, which depends on the day. Like today's a little bit rainy, so I may not do that. I might just do eggs, like scrambled eggs, spinach, half an avocado, and then maybe throw in some, what was I gonna throw in? Plantain chips, yes, because I'm still doing AIP. I think this is week 10. Anyways, so I got my greens with my eggs, my protein, my avocados, my fat, and plantain, yeah, it's a little bit of a carb, but it's a fatty carb. And for me, I just need a little, like maybe 5-6 chips, and I'm good at that. That's all I need for the crunch. What do I else want to say? Oh, recognizing whether you are a person who uses food for fuel or food for pleasure, or maybe you do a combination of the two. If you do use food for pleasure, you're probably one of those people who find it difficult to lose weight. So how do I put this? You're finding comfort in different foods. So maybe it might be, I'm just thinking like shepherd's pie. Like maybe that's something that you had as a kid. You loved a warm meal. So now as an adult, you crave the shepherd's pie because it reminds you of a particular moment in your childhood. So that's what I mean when I'm saying food for pleasure, or that's equating to a memory from your childhood. Or it could just be like you just really love food and you're a big foodie, but then there's the other person who uses food for fuel, where typically they're a person who's able to control their weight. They're so busy throughout the day that sometimes they forget to eat. They're just eating because they have to eat. I know we have a family member who has 1 meal a day. He does his coffee in the morning, and then he has dinner at night. So I think in a roundabout way, I just want you to eat for your unique body type and try to not follow the societal pressures of always having to eat on the clock, and tuning in and listening to your body and figuring out what works for you. All right. Sorry, I feel like my words were coming out slower than my brain was moving. Anyways, hope you're having a great Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.